And good afternoon to you. This is John Ford. You look a little, yeah, a little rough today, double shifting here. Let's look at the weather. Okay.
For Radio Monique International News, this is Graham Vega.
Come on ahead for the African sun called Epsom 44441. Make that call to Arabian sands.
Experience the magic of Morocco, where East meets West in style. Morocco, with over 2,000 miles of untamed beaches. And it's on one of these beaches you'll discover a holiday village called Arabian Sands. At the Arabian Sands Holiday Village, you'll enjoy African sunshine at Costa Brava prices, appealing to sunseekers of all ages. Your village is located next to the famous Caves of Hercules, where the Med meets the Atlantic. For young or old, it's an experience of a lifetime, and it's all yours from just £209 sterling for 2 long sun-drenched weeks. And a limited number of children under 12 go free.
Come on ahead for the African sun called Epsom 44441. Make that call to Arabian sands.
Let the love be the wind sound, dancing kiss your ear on Caroline.
I was born and raised down in Alabama.
Thank you, Radio Caroline, for taking care of the 963 this night. This is Radio Monique International on 963 kilocycles. It's just after 4 a.m. Sie hören Radio Monique International auf 963 kHz. Ici Radio Monique International 963 kilocycles. Goedemorgen, dinsdag 14 januari. Dit is Monique International op de 963 kHz. Omdat u afgestemd heeft op het juiste station, krijgt u van mij ook de juiste tijd. Het is 2 minuten over 5 en we mogen er ook nog 13 seconden bij optellen. Goedemorgen, het is dinsdag, het is januari, het is de 14e en het is 1986. Dat zeg ik maar voor de mensen die op dit moment nog een beetje bewusteloos zijn.
Here's Mr. and Broken Wings. Sting and the Russians. And before that, a track from Elton John called Hercules. You're listening to Caroline on 558 kilohertz. It's 14 minutes past 4 in the morning. Here's Aztec Camera and Oblivious. JJ Cale and Everything Will Be Alright. And before that you heard The Doors and Riders on the Storm. Here's Joni Mitchell and Impossible Dreamer on Caroline. Let's have a look at the weather situation here on Caroline. Overnight it will be windy in most areas with heavy showers in the north and isolated showers in the southeast. Winds will remain strong and westerly and a low temperature is expected of 3 degrees. And the sea out here in the Knock Deep is moderate and visibility is fair to good. Here's Madonna and Dress You Up, which is probably what you were doing this morning on your way to work. Good morning. Bob Dylan and You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome When You Go. And before that, Talk Talk and Life Is What You Make It. Here's the Fine Young Cannibals with Blue on Caroline. Good morning to you.
look so lonesome.
The Icicle Works and When It All Comes Down. And before that, an old 60s track from the Drifters, Come On Over to My Place. Here's Spandau Ballet and Gold on Caroline. Gold by Spandau Ballet. You're listening to Caroline on 558 kilohertz. I'm going to leave you now with a track by Clarence Clements called Cross the Line, and John Ford will be with us at 5 o'clock or just after to take you through the next 4 hours. A very good morning to you, and thank you for listening.
On 558, this is Radio Caroline.
He's here, you know.
Good afternoon.
Got some nice pop tunes for us this afternoon.
Really hippity-hoppity.
Jolly good, jolly good, that's what I say. That's it from myself for this afternoon. If you'd like to join me tomorrow between 1 and 5, I'd love your company. We'll do it all over again. Till then, whatever you're doing, do it well. Don't forget to be happy. Sometimes I know it's difficult. Going to leave you with a band called Simply Red and a song called The Red Box. Stay tuned for Fergie. He'll take you through until 9 o'clock this evening. If you'd like your music a little bit more raunchy, 963 Overdrive starts at 9.
On 558 kilohertz, this is Caroline. It's 5 o'clock.
For Caroline International, this is Graham Vega.
You're tuned to the voice of peace and good music, coming live from the North Sea all through the night. The voice of Radio Caroline.
Tot zover het nieuws en tot zover ook de uitzendingen van Radio Monique voor vandaag dinsdag 14 januari. Morgenochtend om 5 uur hervatten we onze uitzendingen weer, opnieuw via 963 kilohertz. Namens alle medewerkers aan land en aan boord een prettige avond en graag tot morgen.
From a point at sea to the circles in your mind, this is the new Radio Caroline.
On 963 kilohertz, it's 10 o'clock in Central Europe. That's 9 o'clock in England and the United Kingdom.
Caroline 558. Good evening.
Good evening, Tom Anderson with you through until 1 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to Caroline Overdrive on 963. A harangue of guitar heroes starting us off. How's that for a collective noun?
You're tuned to the voice of peace and good music, coming live from the North Sea all through the night. The voice of Radio Caroline.
Work easy and play hard in a Caroline t-shirt. Fashionable in the factory, dynamic on the dance floor. You'll be in with the crowd wherever you go. Available now in small, medium, large, or extra large from Superior Leisurewear. For your Caroline t-shirt, send £4 check or money order to Superior Leisurewear, Box 188, London, Southwest 15. So come on, get into the crowd. Get into a Caroline t-shirt today.
Feeling fine with Caroline, the hot one on your radio at 963 kilohertz, medium wave. Caroline is Europe's voice of loving awareness.
558 kilohertz rather. This is Caroline. Nothing like getting in a muddle, is there? That's just about it from ourselves tonight, because we're closing down for the Department of Advanced Engineering to do some work, necessary work on the transmitters, until tomorrow night when, until tomorrow on 558 kilohertz in the morning, Radio Caroline returns, and on 963 kilohertz, Radio Monique. I'd like to wish you a very pleasant and very peaceful good night.
Loving awareness is free.
4 minutes to 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, Radio Caroline is closing down for its essential maintenance work. We shall be back on the air at 5:30 tomorrow morning. On behalf of the captain, crew and staff of the Ross Revenge, this is Fergie McNiel saying good night. Be careful and take it easy. And I'll leave you with the Head Boys and the Shape of Things to Come.
Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of tonight's broadcasts on 963 kilohertz medium wave from Radio Caroline, from radio ship Ross Revenge. So on behalf of all of us here, this is Michael Barrington wishing you a very good night.
She really is fine.
tuned to the voice of peace and good music, coming live from the North Sea all through the night. The voice of Radio Caroline.
Cosmic's decided to have a lie down tonight. He can't stand the pace. He's only been on 6 months. So I said, okay, Cos, might as well do your program. 4 hours of uninterrupted music between now and 1 o'clock. Hope you can stick around. Here's John Waite.
Find out what goes on behind the scenes at Caroline in the Seagull Sales video, A Day in the Life of Radio Caroline. See the studios, transmitters, and exclusive interviews with the DJs. Available in either VHS or Betamax format for just £20. For your copy, send £20 cash, cheque or money order to Seagull Sales, BCM Box 66, London WC1, or ask your video dealer for A Day in the Life of Radio Caroline.
A skiing holiday by air with full board for only £99? You must be joking.
With Ski Takeoff, you can travel this winter to Italy for only £99, France for £119, and Switzerland for £139.
That's fantastic value, but what do I get for that?
Your return flight, coach to the resort, half or full board accommodation, and a choice of 10 top resorts.
Who is this company?
Ski Takeoff. They have 10 years experience in the ski business and are fully bonded. Call Jackie today for details. 0293 517 566. Don't forget, great value, great skiing, great choice. Call Ski Takeoff 0293 517 566.
Caroline. The wooden shoe people is here to take over. Goedemorgen, Martin.
Goedemorgen, Fergie.
It's pretty good, eh, being able to talk Dutch at this time of day. Don't know how I do it. Okay, well, Caroline continues on 558 kilohertz, and Monique takes over on 963 in about 6 minutes' time. Overdrive returns to the airwaves at 9 o'clock this evening with Tom Anderson. I'll leave you with the doors. Ta-ta.
This is Caroline. It's exactly 4 o'clock. Caroline is now closing down for technical adjustments and will return in 1 hour's time at 5 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Until then, on behalf of the captain, crew and broadcast staff of the Ross Revenge, this is Jenny McKenzie wishing you a very peaceful good morning. Here's New Riders of the Purple Sage and On My Way Back Home.
Good morning to you in the United Kingdom. It's Radio Monique till 1900 hours CET, Central European Time. 4 minuten over 5 geworden bij Radio Monique op de 963. Dit programma doen we 3 om 3. Het is een hele vroege zaterdagmorgen. En je hoort ze tot 6:30. De hits en de gouden ouwe. The Waterboys and the Whole of the Moon.
Top Deck Travel can show you how to ski in style. Expert tuition in Andorra or Austria. The choice is yours. And Top Deck ski holidays start at just £79. Call Top Deck Travel on 01 373 8406. Say Caroline told you about our exciting skiing holidays and we'll send you a free ski brochure. Top Deck Travel on 01 373 8406. Ski Top Deck. It's almost worth breaking a leg for.
Let the love in the world sound. Gently kiss your ear on Caroline.
Talking of things strange and funny, Andy Johnson has the Newsweek News at 5, and then it'll be Peter Phillips for 4 hours until 9 o'clock. I'll leave you with Mr. Mister, and welcome to the real world.
This is Andy Johnson. Lotto 649. Caroline presents this week's winning 649 numbers.
In the Lotto 649 draw for Wednesday the 15th of January, the winning numbers were 1. In the draw for Saturday the 18th of January, the winning numbers were 11. The bonus number was 4. For the details of Lotto 649 prizes, stay tuned to Caroline.
So don't go away, will you?
This is Caroline.
Lifeboats were launched in the early hours after Coast Guards received a distress call from the ship, the Ross Revenge. The ship's anchor cable had broken in rough seas. The crew had tried to start the engines, but they overheated and the ship started to drift towards the Kent coast. Contact was lost with the Ross Revenge for some time, and she was only located when a ferry spotted her. The crew had managed to start the engines, and she was heading towards deep water to ride out the storm. The lifeboat stayed with the ship while the rough seas lasted. But now the weather has improved, and the Sheerness boat is heading for home. Meanwhile, the Margate lifeboat will be trying to re-anchor the Ross Revenge, but if the first attempt fails, the boat will stay on the scene until it's sure the ship and its crew are safe.
Report that the engines are in working order now and the crew are in radio contact with the lifeboats, although no visual contact has yet been made.
Helping the pirate radio ship Radio Caroline to re-anchor in the next few minutes. As Simon Smith reports, the lifeboat has been on the scene for nearly 5 hours.
The Margate and Sheerness lifeboats were launched in the early hours after Coast Guards received a distress call from the ship the Ross Revenge. The Panamanian-registered ship had broken its anchor cable in rough seas. The crew had tried to start the engines, but they overheated, and the ship started to drift towards the Kent coast. Contact was lost with the Ross Revenge, and she was only located when a ferry spotted her. The crew had managed to start the engines, and she was heading for deep water to ride out the storm. The two lifeboats arrived on the scene just before 6 o'clock and stayed with the ship while the rough weather lasted. Conditions have since improved and the Sheerness lifeboat is heading for home. Meanwhile, the Margate lifeboat has helped the Ross Revenge move back to her original position, and although the weather is still bad, the Coast Guard says it should be possible to re-anchor the ship in the next few minutes.
Sheerness and Margate to go to the rescue of pirate station Radio Caroline, which has broken its moorings off the Essex coast. Caroline's ship, the Ross Revenge, with 11 people on board, is drifting in gale-force winds after its anchor cable snapped. The converted fishing trawler was moored 12 miles off Clacton. Coast Guards report that its engines are in working order now and the crew are in radio contact with the lifeboats, although no visual contact has yet been made. And that's the news on Essex at 3 minutes past 11. I'm Nikki Bride.
Years and years ago when Caroline first started on that same wavelength, that it was blocking out emergency distress calls and all this palaver. Then somebody else said that it was by the Ministry of Defence a restricted wavelength because it was used for either Lancaster or Wellington bombers, which now don't fly at all. Doesn't it seem a bit hypocritical these days? Because the BBC want to use it, it's perfectly okay.
Yeah, it does seem odd that I know that the IBA, there are certain things on things like transmitter strengths and this kind of thing and locations where it's like banging your head against a wall, and it just does appear sometimes that when something happens which is a problem for the BBC, then suddenly things start happening.
Yeah.
And it has perhaps always been that way. We've always really, I suppose, been the poor relation, though I think in terms of quality of radio, I don't think there's anything to choose between them.
Well, far superior.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. That's obviously not for me to say, but I mean, I quietly suspect that. But
yeah, you're biased.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Keep on with good news.
Successfully helped the pirate radio ship Radio Caroline to anchor. Reports 2 Kent lifeboats were launched when the ship started to drift towards a sandbank.
The Margate and Sheerness lifeboats were launched in the early hours after Coast Guards received a distress call from the ship the Ross Revenge. The Panamanian-registered vessel had broken its anchor cable in rough seas. The crew had tried to start the engines, but they'd overheated and the ship started to drift towards the Kent coast. Contact was lost with the Ross Revenge and she was only located after a ferry spotted her. The crew had managed to start the engines and she was heading for deep water to ride out the storm. The lifeboats arrived on the scene around 6 o'clock and stayed with the ship while the bad weather lasted. The Margate boat then helped the ship to move back to her original position, and although the weather is still bad, she's dropped anchor and more repairs are being carried out. The lifeboats are now returning to Kent.
Radio Caroline apologizes for the loss of transmissions today due to damage sustained during severe weather conditions. Regular transmissions will be resumed at the earliest possible opportunity. This evening's numbers are 232, 239 and 240. To repeat those numbers, 232, 239 and 240. For now, from the entire crew of the Ross Revenge, we wish you a very good evening.
Sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet Caroline, sweet
Ze zijn onder voorbehoud vanochtend om 9 uur weer hervat.
Reparatiewerkzaamheden als gevolg van de noordoosterstorm van de afgelopen dagen kunnen mogelijk de uitzendingen onderbreken. Het weer, veel bewolking en plaatselijk sneeuw, de middagtemperatuur plus 2 graden. Een waarschuwing voor de scheepvaart voor Vlissinghoek van Holland, IJmuiden en IJsselmeer geldt oost tot noordoost 6. Voor Texel en Rotterdam oost tot noordoost 7.
Alweer 58 kilohertz. We're still undergoing a few technical difficulties due to the weather conditions. Normal transmissions will resume as soon as possible. This is Radio Caroline on 558 kilohertz. We're still undergoing a few technical difficulties due to the weather conditions. Normal transmissions will resume as soon as possible.
Where the force is. Loving awareness.
De uitzendingen van Radio Monique, die sinds donderdagavond werden gestaakt in verband met het zware weer op de Noordzee, zijn onder voorbehoud vanochtend om 9 uur weer hervat. Reparatiewerkzaamheden als gevolg van de zware noordoosterstorm van de afgelopen dagen kunnen mogelijk de uitzendingen vandaag onderbreken. En wij sluiten af met het weer. Veel bewolking en vooral vandaag hier en daar sneeuw met middagtemperaturen rond het vriespunt. En tot zover het nieuws op Radio Monique. Bij een woelige Noordzee volgt nu het tijdsein van 1 uur.
Radio Monique 963 AM. Snel, gaaf, eigen tijd.
Let's be happy, let's smoke happy. 20 filter sigaretten of een helemaal check voor maar 3 piek. Happy, vervaardigd van de fijnste Amerikaanse tabak, is meer dan roken alleen. Proef ook die sfeer en rook happy. Let's be happy, let's smoke happy. Happy, de lang verdachte smaak, nu ook verkrijgbaar bij jouw tabaksdealer.
Let's be happy, let's smoke happy.
Nu ook check.
Ferry Eden.
Anyway, we must get away from Andy Warhol and back to themes present, as it were. 22 minutes past 11. Coffee break, I think, ought to be over by about now. So if you haven't drained your coffee dregs by now, Mother, it's about time you did. And thanks a lot, John, for coming on this morning and having a little chat with us.
Thank you very much. And tell everybody to absorb the message of the next record from our leaders.
Kilohertz, broadcasting live from the North Sea from the motor vessel Ross Revenge. Owing to bad weather conditions, we're experiencing a few technical problems, but apart from that, everything is fine. Everybody on board the radio ship is feeling quite well and quite healthy, and regular programs will start as soon as they possibly can. A little bit rough out here today. We'll continue with programs of non-stop music. We hope you'll enjoy those and stick with us until normal programs get underway once again. Continuing with Genesis at Caroline 558.
De uitzendingen van Radio Monique, die sinds donderdagavond werden gestaakt in verband met het zware weer op de Noordzee, zijn onder voorbehoud vanochtend om 9 uur hervat. Reparatiewerkzaamheden als gevolg van de schade die is opgelopen door de noordoosterstorm van de afgelopen dagen, kunnen mogelijk de uitzendingen onderbreken. Het weer, veel bewolking en vooral vandaag hier en daar sneeuw, de middagtemperatuur rond het vriespunt. Een waarschuwing voor de scheepvaart voor Vlissinghoek van Holland, IJmuiden en IJsselmeer geldt oost tot noordoost 6. Voor Texel en Rotterdam oost tot noordoost 7. Tot zover het Radio Monique nieuws, dan nu het tijd zijn van 3 uur.
Radio Monique 963 AM. Snel, gaaf, eigen tijd. Nu ook check.
Goedemiddag. Monique on Radio.
De Nederlandstalige hitverzameling. De allerbeste de Nederlandstalige hit van het jaar met Tisha, Jan Roem, de Havenzaar, André Hazes, Danny de Munt, Splitsing en Normaal. Danny Christian en Mieke, Harry Slinger, het Nederlands elftal, Rob de Nijs, Connie en José en Travassi. De Nederlandstalige hitverzameling verkrijgbaar op plaat en cassette. Vito M.
Afslanken? Ja, natuurlijk. Maar dan op een natuurlijke manier met Vito M. Een voor 100% natuurlijk product uit plantaardige en biologische extracten, mineralen en vitaminen. Vito M. Een afslankmethode zonder frustraties en depressies. Gewoon een paar druppels voor elke maaltijd en de natuur doet de rest. Vito M. Ook voor u de weg naar natuurlijke slankheid.
Vito M.
Monique, goedemiddag. Monique Antiek.
Dan mag Ferry beginnen met het nieuws.
Tot zover Monique nieuws bij een woelige Noordzee, dan nu het tijd zijn van 4 uur.
Radio Monique 963 AM. Snel, gaaf, eigentijds. Nu ook check.
Wat is dat voor een herrie? Maarten de Jong.
558. Hoerig tegen. Bij mij mogen ze hem houden hoor. Ik kan maar één baas dienen zitten. Nee hoor. Flauwekul. Goedemiddag. Het is 4 minuten over 4 geworden. Ik wil met je over alles praten. Over seks, frustraties, school, noem maar op. Maar niet over wind. Ik heb mijn buik vol van noordoostenwind. Woord wil ik eerst komend decennia niet uitspreken. Buik van vol.
Morgen vroeg dan zijn we bij Levende Welzijn weer aanwezig via de 963. Zometeen nog nieuws en weer met Anton Roberts. Ondertussen, als je het doet, doe het voorzichtig. En hopelijk weer tot in opstaan met Monique. Dag.
Hou je ook van verstaanbare platen? Luister dan op zondagochtend tussen 10 en 12 naar Radio Monique Internationaal. Dan presenteert de vader van het Nederlandse lied, vader Abraham, een 2 uur durende show die bol staat met Nederlandstalige producties. Dus tot zondag tussen 10 en 12 op Radio Monique Internationaal.
Goedenavond. En tot zover de uitzendingen van Radio Monique, die sinds donderdagavond werden gestaakt in verband met het zware weer op de Noordzee. Ze zijn onder voorbehoud vanochtend om 9 uur weer hervat. Reparatiewerkzaamheden als gevolg van de schade die is opgelopen door de sterke noordoostenstorm van de afgelopen dagen kunnen mogelijk ook de uitzending in de komende dagen onderbreken. En voor zover dat te overzien is, zijn we morgenochtend om 5 uur weer terug op 963 kilohertz. Namens alle medewerkers aan land en hier aan boord. Wij wensen u een prettige avond en graag tot morgen.
Get into the LA habit. Think positive. Think loving awareness. Loving awareness is free.
And that's John Wade there with The Choice from Caroline 558. Just over 5 minutes before 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. It's Kevin Turner here through until 10 o'clock, and then it's Peter Phillips. Now it's Cliff Richard. Play this one for JK and Julie, and this is We Don't Talk Anymore.
As a result of circumstances beyond our control, old Kevin Turner did the breakfast program. I'm Peter Phillips. I'll be with you until 2 o'clock this afternoon. From 2 until 6 o'clock tonight it will be David Andrews. And then at 6 we'll do a bit of continuous music whilst we get on with a job or two around the ship, which has been in a little bit of difficulty over the last couple of days. I dare say you've heard. It's 9 minutes past 11. Here's Aretha. We've been off for a couple of days. We've had a bit of difficulty, what with one thing and another. Our anchor chain broke and we went for a bit of a walkabout. And I would like to say a very sincere thanks to all the people who assisted us during our tribulation, including the Orford Ness Radio and Thames Coast Guard, also Sheerness Lifeboat and Margate Lifeboat, both of which stood off us in the most appalling weather conditions until our anchor was down. Thank you very much. I don't know what we'd do without the RNLI. And the ships which assisted us in determining our position along with the Coast Guard were the Gonzilla, the SO Plymouth, the Speedlink Vanguard, and the Sand Weaver, a dredger which plies these waters quite regularly. So thanks to all of you.
with Caroline on a Monday afternoon, back on, playing Europe's best music. This is Fergal Sharkey and You Little Thief.
It's coming up to 8 minutes past 6 on Caroline 558. I'm Sherry Davis. I'm going to be here with you through until 9, and then it's Cosmic. It's 6:15 on Caroline 558, a track from the Moody Blues right after this.
Top Deck Travel can show you how to ski in style. Expert tuition in Andorra or Austria. The choice is yours. And Top Deck ski holidays start at just £79. Call Top Deck Travel on 01373 8406. Say Caroline told you about our exciting skiing holidays and we'll send you a free ski brochure. Top Deck Travel on 01373 8406. Ski Top Deck. It's almost worth breaking a leg for.
Work easy and play hard in a Caroline t-shirt. Fashionable in the factory, dynamic on the dance floor. You'll be in with the crowd wherever you go. Available now in small, medium, large, or extra large from Superior Leisure Wear. For your Caroline t-shirt, send £4 check or money order to Superior Leisure Wear, Box 188, London, Southwest 15. So come on, get into the crowd. Get into a Caroline t-shirt today.
Radio Caroline.
We've already said.
Monique International News.
Good morning from Monique International. This is Andy Johnson.
From a point at sea to the circles in your mind, this is the new Radio Caroline.
On 963 kilohertz, this is Caroline Overdrive.
We were all walking around wrapped up like Eskimos. But the Department of Engineering came along and fixed the whole thing as usual. Here's Simple Minds on Caroline. Sanctify yourself.
16 minutes after 9. Good evening, this is Fergie McNiel, complete with a slight dose of flu. Yes, it's my turn. A couple of weeks ago it was Kevin Turner. Now it's my turn. Just haven't decided who to pass it on to next. You're tuned to Caroline Overdrive on 963 kilohertz. This is a bunch called The Other Mothers with a jolly little song called Napalm Beach.
Find out what goes on behind the scenes at Caroline in the Seagull Sales video, A Day in the Life of Radio Caroline. See the studios, transmitters, and exclusive interviews with the DJs. Available in either VHS or Betamax format for just £20. For your copy, send £20 cash, cheque, or money order to Seagull Sales, BCM Box 66, London WC1, or ask your video dealer for A Day in the Life of Radio Caroline.
In addition to the Canadian address just given, you can write to Youth Time Radio, care of BCM Box 66, London WC1. That's Youth Time Radio, care of BCM Box 66, London WC1. In the Youth Time Radio series, this has been program number 5.
558 kilohertz, this is Radio Caroline. And Radio Caroline is now closing down for the night for transmitter repairs. Join us tomorrow for breakfast with Kevin Turner at 5 o'clock. Good night now. Good night.
1 minute to 9. Cosmic is next. My name's Peter Phillips, and I'll leave you tonight with the Bangles and Manic Monday.
I hope that what you've heard has meant something to you. If it has, and you would like a transcript of this broadcast, please do write to me, Ernest O'Neill, care of Radio Caroline, P.O. Box 118, New York, New York 11518, USA. That is Ernest O'Neill, care of Radio Caroline, P.O. Box 118, New York, New York 11518.
On 963 kilohertz, this is Caroline Overdrive.
Caroline weather, a severe frost tonight, and currently out here on the Not Deep Channel. Conditions are calm, our deck is covered in snow, and visibility is fair. Right here with Susan on Europe's Voice of Loving Awareness, Caroline 558.
Funky Sensation is the new hit single from Ladies' Choice. Funky Sensation is big on the dance floors. Get a funky sensation in your life with Ladies' Choice. Out now on Sure Delight Records.
Good music, Radio Caroline.
We've got Newsweek News coming up for you at the top of the hour. And then Mark Matthews to take you through until 9 o'clock this evening, followed by Cosmic. Been terrific to be back. We'll catch you sometime tomorrow and leave you with Queen. It's been a slice.